Gotta love Connecticut hockey had the chance to speak with Rand Pecknold, head coach of Quinnipiac's men's hockey team. Rand played hockey and assisted in coaching at Connecticut College, and in his free time, he coaches his son's youth hockey team. Let's meet the coach. Hi, Rand. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thanks for having me on.
So what is your role here at Quinnipiac?
I'm the head men's ice hockey coach, so I coach the hockey team and run the entire organization from coordinating practices, games, fundraisers. We do a lot of charity work in the area trying to help out local charities. And then a big part of my responsibility and my two assistant coaches, Bill Regan and Reed Cashman, is the recruiting aspect of it. It takes an amazing amount of time to recruit one student athlete to come to Quinnipiac. It's very competitive.
How and when did you know that you wanted to become a coach?
Well, I kind of fell into the job. My plan was always to go to law school, and I graduated from Connecticut College, and I was going to take a year off and then go. One thing led to another, and my head coach was Doug Roberts at the time, and he had asked me to come back and be an assistant there. And I wasn't really ready to go to law school at the time, so I did it, and I loved it, absolutely loved it, and fell in love with it. So I guess that would be my first year of coaching at Connecticut College as an assistant, which would have been 21 years ago.
Going into your 2012-2013 season, you're ranked top 10 in the NCAA Division I active coaches for most wins. How did you become so successful at coaching?
I've had a lot of good players over the years. I've had some great assistants that do a great job recruiting those players, and we've had phenomenal hockey players. That's why we win a lot of games. Good kids, they go to class, they have good grades, they stay out of trouble.
And how do you deal with your players on the bench when you're losing?
What you want to do is remain calm and focused and be a presence on the bench. Certainly that's tough to do if you're getting mad, or you get mad at the officials or mad at some of the players that aren't doing what they need to do. But I think that if you can try to remain calm and positive, I think most of the coaching that you do to get ready for that game is done during the week. And once you drop the puck, the kids are going to play. You definitely can tweak some things in between periods and make some adjustments on the chalkboard and what you want to do. But ultimately, once the puck drops, the kids need to play. They need to play your systems, and they need to battle, and they need to compete.
You get to coach or assistant coach your son, who is 7, correct?
Correct.
What is it like going from like a spectrum of 7-year-old hockey to college player hockey?
It's a big difference. You know, I enjoy getting on the ice. My last year was 6, playing Mike B's for the Riverhawks. I enjoyed it. It's fun. But it's definitely a different mindset. When you're coaching at this level, Division I, NCAA Division I, you need to be hard on your guys. You need to treat them fairly, but you got to be tough on them. And there's a lot at stake. I think the players want to be treated that way. They want to be pushed. When you got 6 and 7-year-olds, it's a little more about fun. We definitely want skill development and teach them skating and some different drills and stuff. We also want to make sure they have fun. And I think a big part of hockey's problem right now at the younger ages, they have so many sports to play. They can go play golf, they can go play lacrosse, and so you want to captivate the kids at a young age. They love coming to the rink, they want to stay with hockey, because some of those kids at 6 or 7 that are just okay players might actually be that kid that at 18 is going to go to the NHL. You see it a lot of late bloomers. But if we lose that kid to another sport, it's not going to happen. So we want to keep as many kids involved in the game, and you want to make it fun for them.
What advice can you give to Connecticut hockey coaches?
They really need to prepare and think about what they're going to do for a practice plan. It's pretty obvious at times those coaches are getting on the ice and just kind of winging it. And ice time is so precious, and you need to take advantage of every second you get, whether it's a 15-minute practice or an hour practice. And you need to be organized, and your assistant coaches need to know the game plan. So you get on the ice, and it's go, go, go. So you're not going to waste a second.
What advice can you give to Connecticut hockey parents?
Let the coaches coach. Try not to be too intense on your kids. Now that I'm a parent and I see this, and I thought we had a phenomenal group of parents with the Might Be Riverhawks last year. I was really impressed with them. There was a couple of dads that got a little wound up at times, and I would always just say to them, hey, they're 6 years old, they're 7 years old. You just need to let it play out, let it, back off, don't worry about things so much. That kid at 7, 8, 9 years old, that's a middle of the pack kid, he might be the one who plays in the NHL one day. It's not the superstar that's at the top of the rung. So make sure they have fun, let them be kids, and just ease up a little bit maybe on the intensity. It's great to be a parent that wants your son or daughter to do well, but I don't think you need to be overbearing on them.
Being so successful in your coaching career, what has been one of your favorite moments coaching?
I always remember when we upgraded Division I, the first time we played at Maine, and Sean Walsh was the coach there. They just won a national championship. That was a big moment for me, like for our program, to make that big jump. Now we do that all the time. We play #1 team in the nation. We've been ranked in the top 10, so it's not as big a deal anymore, but I always remember that. That was a big jump. Going to the NCAA tournament in 2002 was a great experience for us also. But a lot of good memories. I've been here 18 years, and certainly look to a few more.
What do you look for when recruiting a student or an athlete for Quinnipiac?
Well, there's a lot of things. I mean, hockey is certainly a big part of the puzzle. They need to be a good player with talent, possess talent. I think the competitiveness is huge. We don't want lazy kids. We want kids that compete and battle. A big part of our component recruiting is the character We have a great locker room, great kids. I mean, they live hockey, they eat and breathe it. Hockey's their life. But at the same point, they go to class, they know that hockey's going to end for them at some point, whether they play pro or not. They're going to have to go out in that real world, and we want to make sure they have their education done. And those are the type of kids that fit well for us. We have really good students here. I think we had a team GPA of almost a 3.4 last semester, which we're pretty proud of. So you got to kind of have the whole package.
What's unique about Quinnipiac?
It's a great university. It's a great place to work, great place to go to school. The rink is one of the best in the Northeast for college hockey. Great education, class sizes are small. The other thing for hockey players that come here, we have a great group of guys, and those are going to be your best friends for life. Our guys are excited every day to come to the rink. They're fired up, they're ready to roll, they have a good time. When it's time to work, we get to work, but it's a good group of guys.
Why do you think that your team is so successful academically?
I think there's a number of reasons for that. One is we definitely recruit good students. An additional major reason why we have success is the culture in our locker room. And I remember vividly in high school coming in, I got good grades one semester, and I didn't want to tell anybody because you get picked on for having good grades. The guys are proud of having a 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, and we post the highest GPAs, and we give out an award for it. So we want that culture. I think we had 21 of our 27 players with over 3.0. So there's peer pressure to do well instead of peer pressure to not do well, and I think that's a big reason why we're successful academically.
What advice can you give to Connecticut hockey players?
I think it's great for young kids to play a lot of different sports. Like I try to have my son play multiple sports, become a better athlete, do other things. I don't think you need to play hockey 12 months a year. Certainly, as you get older, you need to specialize a little bit, maybe when you get to 11 or 12. But I think at 7, 8, 9 years old, play other sports, find what you like. The other thing I would say too is I don't know. I see a lot of this in youth hockey. Kids are jumping around youth group to youth group, and I don't think you really need to do that. I think one of the great things I always learned growing up playing hockey, some of my best friends in life that I'm still friends with today are kids I played youth hockey with. And I played 8, 10 years in a row with them. And I see some of these kids now that play for 7 youth organizations in 7 years trying to get better things. I don't know if that's really the right direction.
What are you looking forward to in your upcoming hockey season?
On paper, we should be pretty good. We've got some pretty good players that are returning. Connor and Kellen Jones are coming back for their junior year, and Matthew Peck is coming back for his sophomore year, and Jeremy Langlois and Eric Hartzell, and the list goes on and on. So we've got, on paper, we got a nice team, and we just need to make sure we compete. And really, probably the biggest thing for us to have a great year is to avoid the injuries. But if we stay healthy, this should be a great year for us.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your coaching insights with us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.